Oh boy. Alrighty. So, contribution margin questions, tough stuff, but let's make her happen. So here we go. This is about as tough as it's going to get, by the way. It says, Adam Incorporated makes two types of pianos for its customers, Baby Grand and Upright. Baby Grand pianos have a sales price of $2,000 per piano with a variable cost of $500. Upright pianos have a sales price of $2,400 per piano with a variable cost of $1,080. Each Baby Grand requires 3 days to manufacture, and each Upright requires 2 days to manufacture. Monthly demand for Baby Grand pianos is limited to 10 pianos monthly, and the demand for Upright pianos is 6 per month. Wow. If each production month is limited to 30 days, how many of each should they make? It's really tough. Now, remember I said before, though, if you're trying to choose which product to make, I always use the analogy of like Best Buy, right? If you work at Best Buy, which computer do you think that a salesperson would rather have sell? I mean, what do you think Best Buy would rather have? A salesperson sell like a Dell or whatever piece of crap, or an Apple? The answer is a Dell, because the Apple, yeah, it definitely has a higher price tag, but Best Buy gets none of that. Whereas the Dell has a lower price tag, but Best Buy gets some of it. So it has a higher what? Contribution margin, right? Sales price minus variable cost. So similarly then, why don't we get the contribution margin for the Baby Grand piano? The Baby Grand piano has a contribution margin of what? Take its sales price minus its variable cost, okay? So its sales price is $2,000 minus its variable cost is $500. It's obviously a cheap piano, but you get the idea. So that's $1,500. Okay, $1,500. Okay, for Baby Grand, I guess is what I made this up. Now, what about the Upright piano? Well, let's see. Its contribution margin is what? Yep, $1,080. I'm sorry, my bad. $2,400 minus $1,080. $2,400 minus $1,080. $1,320. So inherently, if we had no other information, this is all you knew, which one's better? Good, Baby Grand has a higher contribution margin. However, there's also a what? Constraint, right? What does it say? The constraint is that Baby Grand pianos require 3 days. So I'm going to take this $1,500 and I'm going to divide it by 3. Do we see that? I'm going to take this $1,320 and I'm going to divide it by 2 because the question tells us it takes 2 days to manufacture one of these. So if you do $1,500 over 3, you will get $500 in contribution margin per day. Makes sense? Similarly here, you will get $1,320 over 2, or $660 of contribution margin per day for Upright pianos. Well, there we go. It seems that we are going to make Upright pianos. Makes sense? The one with the higher contribution margin on its own is better. That would be this one here in terms of the Baby Grand. But once you incorporate the constraint, the one with the higher contribution margin per constraint is actually better. But now this question doesn't end there, because we can only make or do so many. So if we go back to what the question says, it tells us that what? Yeah, monthly demand for Baby Grand pianos is limited to 10. Okay, great, but we really care about the Upright pianos. Upright pianos are limited to 6. Okay, so we really only want 6 each month. Well, let's see, right? If we want to make as many as we can, and they take 2 days each, and there's only 6, so it's, you can probably do it in your head real fast, and you go, well, 6 pianos is all they really want per month. After we make 6, we don't really have to make a 7th. They don't want it. 6 pianos, right, times 2 per day. I'm sorry, times 2 days, I should say. It takes 2 days to make a piano, right? It will take 12 days to make those 6. Do we all see that? It will take 12 days to make those 6 pianos. All right? So great. We'll make 6 Upright pianos. Okay? In other words, we make the one with the higher contribution margin per constraint. But then what do we do? Yeah, we go ahead and we actually move on downward to the next one. What's the next one? You got it. We make as many Baby Grands as we can. Now, it says here, we've already used up 12 days of the month. If we take 30 minus 12, that means there are 18 days left. Okay, there are 18 days left. And so apparently we have demand for 10 pianos, right? 10 Baby Grand pianos. Well, now that we're moving on to Baby Grands, though, how many can we make? Well, it says it takes 3 days to make a Baby Grand piano. So of the 18 days, or rather within these 18 days, how many Baby Grand pianos can we make? Well, if you take 18 divided by 3, turns out that's what? 6 pianos. That's how many Baby Grands we can make as well. Make sense? Now, of course, if it said in the question that baby grand pianos were only limited to like 5 or whatever, we would only make 5. We wouldn't make the 6th one. But since baby grand pianos, there are 10 desired, and it says here we can make 6, right? We'll go ahead and make 6 and leave the other 4 just to kind of fuck around and not use them, I guess, right? So again, it turns out by coincidence, it's 6 upright and 6 baby grand. Okay, tough questions, but I want to make sure you guys are good at this stuff. I want to make sure you guys can churn through it. Okay, so good. See you at the next question.